right now we're gonna do working on this 2011 Ford Focus. We're gonna do a nice simple oil change, and we're gonna fix an AC issue she's having. I already found that it's leaking from one of the connections on the AC line, so we're gonna pop that off and change the O-ring on that, and do a little oil change. So it should be pretty easy. First thing, when you're doing AC, you're gonna want a machine to recover it. It's illegal to vent it to the atmosphere, so you either need a fancy machine like this, like from a shop. Typically AC problems, I would recommend taking to a shop for that reason. You don't want to deal with all that stuff, but you can also get a little vacuum machine off like Amazon or something like that. There's a little small, affordable, maybe $80 to $100 if that, little vacuum machine that you can buy to recover it yourself safely. But we already took the oil cap off, we hooked up the lines and recovered it up top and lifted the car up, and we're gonna go from here. So first things first, we'll start draining the oil. Alright, so I actually did the last oil change on this thing, so I know that this isn't too tight, and I can loosen the filter by hand, which you should really always be able to do. It's important not to tighten those too much, but if you can't, you can get one of these. This is a little AST oil filter tool. I got the set of them. You can get a set of those, and those fit over the filters, and then you can ratchet them off. So you can use that if, because typically you're not going to be able to loosen them by hand, because people always love to over tighten those, even though you shouldn't. I'll say it again when I do it, but you should really only hand tight these in a quarter turn. There's no reason to torque them down. It's so annoying getting cars from like Jiffy Lube and places like that, Midas and such, and like these lube techs are just tightening these like crazy, and they'll be torqued on there. You never need it that tight. There's no reason for that. So for this right here, little 15, break that loose there, loosen that up, take that off like so. We'll start draining the oil while we're doing the rest of this. Check our little O-ring in here. Normally I would replace that. I replace them every time if it's something that fits our little Toyota ones we have. But this is a Ford and I don't have that size, but it's not damaged, it wasn't leaking, so we'll be fine reusing that. But I always suggest changing those. Alright, and then we're gonna come over here, and we've got these clips here. This is a little tool I'm becoming more and more fond of. I think it's called like a retainer clip, something tool, I don't know, but I really like it for these stupid little things here. As you can see, it just made that very easy. Just gets in there and pops these right off, so that's super nice. These can be really annoying. Otherwise, I would use a pocket screwdriver. That's not a pocket screwdriver. Pocket screwdriver, and I would pry it in there and pry it out like that. It's just a lot more annoying. But actually, I will kind of do it on this one, just to get more space. I want to get my little tool in there. Oh, almost. There we go. Get that in there. Oh, almost had it. There we go. Pop that like that. Get on the other end, pop that too. There we go. And that's that. And then we are gonna need an adapter. Tools are a mess right now because I'm doing an engine right over here. I'm gonna come over here, get an adapter for this quarter drive socket there. And these are little 7s. I'm gonna pull these off. And this is to get to her AC line that's leaking that I was talking about. We're just trying to see if we can pull this off and get to it. There we go. This car's from Michigan, and as you can see, it's kind of rusted to shit. Never buy a vehicle from the north, y'all. They rust real bad. Always buy your shit from the south. For that reason, you get much more life out of your vehicle. Alright, I'm gonna pull all these off. And switch back to our 15 here. Put that bad boy back in there. And as for these, same thing as most, tighten it, hand tight, quarter turn. That's pretty much what you need on most things. That's as much as you need to tighten it until you're going things that actually need to be torqued, like lug nuts and head bolts and such. Those you want to do a little more. Alright, and then we're gonna put a glove on for this. It's gonna get messy. Grab our other filter. Take that off there. Now this one came dry. You always want to make sure there's a little bit of oil in the new gasket. Some people like to call this kissing the filters, but you want to do that. You want to make sure there's oil in this new gasket. You don't want to put it on there dry. And you also always want to make sure the old gasket comes off. If you double gasket that, it's gonna piss oil everywhere. So you always want to check that. Make sure you do that. We'll clean this off up here. Take our new filter, put that bad boy on there like so. You should do it real gentle so you don't cross-thread it with everything. Pretty much everything. This you would always put it on by hand anyway, but other bolts I always like to hand start everything. Never hit it with the power tool first. That's how you cross-thread stuff. So see, I'm just gonna give it just a nice twist, little two-handed twist there, and that's as tight as it needs to be. That's it. You don't need to crazy torque those things. Every oil filter, you should be able to tighten it by hand. Just put a little bit of strength to it, but nothing crazy. There's no reason for them to be that tight. They're not gonna leak if you do it properly. And if we were doing the oil change, all we would do is drop it down and fill it with oil, and we'd be done. Pretty nice and fast. So we're gonna do the AC real quick, and then we'll drop it down and fix it after that. Drop down and fill it, rather. Oh no, can I get in there? I can't. Okay. I think I can get around this. So, here's what we're gonna do for this. We're gonna grab a smaller 7. We're gonna come over here to my buddy's toolbox. And we're gonna grab his quarter drive ratchet. And then we can just kind of push that and put it in there. Now, if I didn't have this option, then what I would do is just grab a hand ratchet or even a wrench, and then I would do it that way to fit it in there. But we have a nice selection of tools here, so we can get around that. Alright, now we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna try to at least see what else we might be connected to. There we go. I'm gonna pull that off there. And then we're gonna see. Oh yeah, there we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. So see this connection here? That other one above it might be okay, but we're here, so we're gonna change that one too. You can already see the green of the refrigerant right there, but this is where it's leaking from right here, maybe up top too, but definitely right here. So all her AC is leaking out, and then she gets warm AC, and you know, so that's a simple solution to that. It's just she didn't have refrigerant, so we know there's a leak, and then you just gotta look around and find the leak, and here it is right here. I don't know if this is a common Ford problem, but I know I've owned 2 Mustangs and I had the same issue on both of them at one point in time. But you know, super easy fix, so no worries there. There's a lot worse problems it could be. So we'll see what size that is. Look like it might have been a 14. A little too big. Either 13 or 12. Let's guess 13, see if we get lucky. Let's see if we can do it with a ratchet. Might have enough space. Money. Oh, it's dirty. Alright, give it a quarter. Jesus. Shit falling everywhere. Alright, put that right there. Definitely wear your safety glasses if you're working with shit like this. Now this might pop a little bit from the air releasing, but that's okay because I recovered it, so I know it's alright. Oh man, that thing's in there. Let's see. We might need the might need to get some assistance from a tool. Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab us a pry bar. Pry bar, you could use a screwdriver too. But we're gonna pry this open a little bit and put that in there. Just use it to help us pry that out. Hopefully you can still see without a light because we need 2 hands. You know, I went with the pry bar, but it looks like a screwdriver might be the way to go on this one.
Everybody here keeps staring, can't wait till they get what they deserve. This time somebody's getting hurt. Here comes the next contestant.
Alright, so we're gonna go with the screwdriver after all. Oh, this thing is in there. There we go. Alright. Oh, that is in rough condition there. Real rough. Okay, so it's not looking the best. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab a little brush here. We're gonna grab some PB Blaster. We're just gonna blast it and bust it with this wire brush. Okay, give it one of those. Be careful not to get that stuff inside, like I did a little bit there. And then we're just gonna come and we're gonna get all this nastiness off. Try and just get this in a better condition so it can seal correctly and not leak. Just give it a good little brushing. Definitely wear safety glasses for this part because all this debris will definitely be going all in your eyes. I know because it's happening to me right now. Alright, so that's not perfect, but it's probably gonna be good enough. Now we're gonna come to this side. And see this little O-ring here, that's what leaks. Now this thing, it may also be an issue with this right here. This little extra seal here. Which I don't have. None of that's in the best condition. Okay, so let's start with the basics and let's get that ring out. So that we're gonna come over here and we're gonna pry it with this little pick tool. Just like so. I'm gonna come set that over here and we're gonna match that up to a new one. And then we're gonna come back and this thing might just slide off now that the O-ring's out of the way. And it looks like it does. We're gonna try to get a new one of these as well, because that's all cruddy. And then we're gonna come back over here and clean this side of it. Give it a little spray. This one it's a lot easier to make sure you don't get it inside there. You want to come back and we're just gonna brush it. Just like we did the other side. It sounds funny because I got the flashlight in my mouth so I can see while I do this. Grab the shutter, kind of have a screwdriver. Alright, come back to this. Now, typically it won't be in this condition, it'll be a lot cleaner, but like I said, this is a northern vehicle, it's from Michigan, and so it's pretty rusted under here, pretty bad. And I would also typically say to replace stuff when we see that it's in such bad condition, but we're trying to do this as in the cheapest way we can. So we're just trying to doctor it up, just whatever we can to make it work. Alright. Just like this, ready to go back together. Now, let's see about the one above it. That one's gonna be rough up there, but we're gonna do it. I wonder if that one, no, I don't think it'd be easier to come from the top. I don't think so. So before we put that one back on, well, we've got it loose so it can move around out of the way and such. We're gonna get this one too. If we get a tool up there, we're gonna have to do something different. It's in a really terrible spot. Come on, get on there. Yeah, there we go, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. More stuff in the eye. Oh, kind of backed ourselves into a corner here. That's not good. Now, this can be a danger with these. Oh, I definitely should have came from this angle. This can be a problem with these, is if you do what I just did and you have a little, if you don't have enough room and you back it out all the way, you might run into a wall or something. And that's what I did. Alright, so Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay. Okay, we got lucky there. We got lucky there by being able to tighten it back on. So what you want to do if that happens? Oh yeah, I definitely should have came from this way. So if that does happen, you want to tighten it any way you can. You want to hit that knob and turn it back the other way and tighten it back on there so you get your tool off. I was lucky that it finagling it against this wall did it for me. I was very fortunate. Alright, so now let's we just kind of had to fight it until we could get it out of there. That could have been much worse though. We got very lucky on that. So now that we know that this way is the way you want to come for this, we'll come over here and we'll loosen this off. Where do we put the other one? Well, we'll have to find that. There it is. Alright, so now we'll come over here and we'll see about getting this one off, which is already coming off much easier, so I know it's not in as bad condition. Still a little bit of a fight though. So we're gonna come back over here, get our screwdriver and use it to pry it out of there. This is not fun. Okay, that's a really difficult spot, so I think what we'll do is just keep messing with it until it comes out. Just wiggle it back and forth. Maybe give it a little bit of aggression. Got a little bit of room. Let's see if we can get our screwdriver in there. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll get a longer screwdriver. Excuse me. I'm gonna get a longer screwdriver and use that. Hello. And there she is. It's all about having the right tool. Alright, and that up there is not nearly as bad. Fortunately, it was likely leaking though. Alright. I'm gonna do a quick time check. Doing a quick time check because I've got to stop and go see if I've got the this little piece here in parts before they close at 7. If I don't have it, I'll just reuse those and hope for the best. Actually, that's terrible advice. Don't do that. You should always get new parts. If they don't have it, then likely I'll just leave this as it is and run to AutoZone and get one Yeah, that's much cleaner. That one's much better, so I don't even have to worry about that much. Same thing. Come over here. Peel that O-ring off like so. Peel that off like so. Yeah. Clean off all this nastiness.
Call clickgranger.com.
Every workout the right way with core power. Fuel at 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Recover and build your muscle with core power.
Let Julio have a good one. That was a cameo by Julio. That's not the best job there, but I would suggest replacing these lines at this point. But I think we'll be all right. I think that might be good enough. So we're gonna go with it there. Come over and wash my paws real quick and see if I can get those O-rings from parts before they close. Now the actual little O-rings I've got a kit for. I can definitely have those. You can buy a kit from any auto parts store that'll have like 100 in there, and you can just match up the sizes like an AC kit. But I don't have those, I don't even know what to call them, but the little gaskets, the little metal gaskets that go on those. I'm not used to seeing those. So I'm gonna see if I can grab those from parts. Let's see what we got.
Self-esteem along the way.
Man, I hope that line of drool out of my straw wasn't on video. Gross. Okay, so here's the little O-ring assortment kit, and there you go. There's a bunch of O-rings, so we're just gonna match those up. But like I said, first we're gonna go to parts, and we're gonna see if we can't find these little gaskets. Maybe the O-rings too, but we'll see. So I'm gonna pause the video and do that real quick. we're back from parts, and I got these. I don't know if that's gonna work. It doesn't look exactly the same. I'm not sure how this works. I'm assuming the O-ring goes right here and then it crushes in there. So that's how we're gonna try it. I'm not 100% on it, but you know, if it doesn't work, then oh well, we're in the same position we are now, and we gotta go to the parts store and get the specific Ford Focus ones. But I'm willing to give this a shot. I think it might be fine. And now for these O-rings, so we're just gonna look in here, see what we got. Oh. Looks pretty good, maybe just a bit small. This one a little bit bigger. And looks pretty good. Money. That's it right there. Check thickness. This one might just be like a hair thicker, but I don't think it's gonna matter. So take these bad boys, slide that over there, see how it looks. I think that looks pretty good to me. What I'm gonna do, my buddy got any silicone over here? Nope. Where's mine at? Now, by the book, you're supposed to spray it with, you're supposed to put a little of the condenser oil on there, like AC oil. But I think we'll be fine using silicone. I think we can get away with that. So we're gonna take this one. I'm gonna take this here. Give it a little pop, like that. Give this one a little pop. And then we are ready to put this thing back on there. Now, does it go like this or the other way? That's a question. I really don't know that either. Is it like this or is it the other way? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Not totally sure about that, but like I said, the worst that can happen is it leaks and then we're in the same position we are now. We'll just do it again. We'll go to the parts store, get the ones we're supposed to have, and we'll do it again. But it'll probably be fine. Possibly go in that one. You know, I just don't know. I'm gonna wing it. Okay. Now we're back in there. Set that on like that. Get that one on there too. There we go. And then we're just gonna put this on there. There's a customer right there. She's my friend. She's reading. Alright, so they're gonna squeeze that in like that. Man, I really hate that. See, if it didn't have those, it would fit and it would already be snug. It wouldn't be like poking out like that. That's so weird. This is the first time I'm dealing with these things. I don't really like it. If it, like I said, if it was just an O-ring, then it would fit in a lot more snug and we wouldn't like be fighting it like this. Very strange. But whatever, we'll give it a shot. We got a tool in there. And just kind of watch it. Let's see if I can get a better angle over here. Yeah. Just watch it and make sure it's going in like it needs to. Make sure that top part is in right. See, I can see a gap in there. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna try it without it. Cause I can literally see a gap there. That's gonna leak. I don't know. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna make sure we only loosen it a little bit this time so we don't get our tool stuck in there. Okay, over here. Undo this by hand. I don't know. I'm just not sure about that. I'm gonna try it without it real quick and see what it looks like. See if it goes in there smoother like it should. Maybe I'll try this bottom one that I can see a lot better. Let's try that. Feel right. We'll see how it goes on without anything.
That's more up your alley, huh?
Yeah. Alright, I'm not super happy with either one, to be honest. Let's see. Let's give this a real good spray. So that seemed to seal a lot better to me. Yeah, I just think these are too different. I don't think they're the same application. This one doesn't look like there's an O-ring that got crushed in there. It looks like it's part of this. You know, I really don't know if we can get away with doing this. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna put it back together without these, and I'm gonna see if that works out. So throw these away, these are trash. So what you want to do is definitely go to the auto parts store and get you some new one of these ahead of time, and you won't have any of this trouble I'm having right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it together back without these, and I'm just going to hope for the best. It's likely going to leak because it looks like it's supposed to have these, and so I'll be doing this job twice because I'm going to send the customer, my friend, to the auto parts store to get these. So if it does leak again, then I'm just gonna have to do the job again, and I'm gonna replace these properly that time. But no big deal. It's not a hard job. But for you, definitely, for anyone watching this, anyone fixing their own repair, make sure you get those ahead of time, and you won't have this issue. And we'll see, we'll know. When I go to vacuum it, actually, I'll know if that's leaking. If it doesn't hold the vacuum, then I already know it's leaking. And I'm not gonna put the refrigerant back in there. I'm just gonna leave it as is. And then we'll come back and fix it later. So we're gonna try that first, actually. We're gonna put it back together. We're gonna put this on there, and then we're gonna put the vacuum on it, and we're gonna see if it holds vacuum. And if it does, we're likely good to go, and if not, we're just gonna leave it like it is and go back to the auto parts store and get those. So I'm gonna leave all this apart and check it for vacuum, and then we'll go from there. And you can definitely do these two in any order now that I know that it's easier to get to this from the back. A lot of mechanic work is just kind of figuring out as you go, you know? I actually just ordered a long neck version of these, this ratchet here, and it's gonna be amazing for jobs like this. I can't wait till it comes in. Cannot wait to have it. It's gonna be so cool. Get on there. 'Cause the shit sucks fighting like this.
See you Saturday.
Later, have a good one. Alright. Now, let's see where we're at. So, now we're going to go to a vacuum, and this is another reason you want either a machine like this or buy your own little vacuum machine, because you have to properly vacuum the system. I'm going to do 10 minutes. You have to vacuum it, actually. Normally you would do 10 minutes, and if it holds vacuum, then we're going to do it for 10 minutes before we actually fill it. That's the time you want to vacuum it for, but since we're just checking it, I'm going to try and save time. And I'm just going to do 3.5 minutes. We're only doing this just to see if it holds vacuum, because if it's leaking and it doesn't hold vacuum, I don't need to vacuum it for 10 minutes. It's gonna leak out. It's gonna let air back in the system. So I'm just wasting time because we gotta go to the auto parts store and get new seals. If it does hold vacuum, then I'll vacuum it for 10 minutes like you're supposed to, and that gets all the air out of the system and puts it in a vacuum before you charge it, before you refill it with AC. And this is why a lot of trying to charge the system yourself doesn't work. If you're trying to use those little kits that you can get from the store, the little bottles that you hook up yourself and just put on one of these lines, typically the low side. If you just put something on there and you don't put it under vacuum, your AC might work for a little while you put that AC in there, but it's not going to work long term because there's going to be air in the system. It has to be under a vacuum before you charge it. If there's air in the system, it's just gonna act like you don't have Freon in it anyway. So, gotta put it under vacuum. Now, while we're doing that, come over here and we'll fill it with oil. And this 2011 Ford Focus takes 5W20. Takes 4.5 quarts of it. So almost one of these full jugs. Pour a nice hefty amount in there. Feels about good, and then we'll check it just to be sure. And there is still 1 quart left. So we want half of that. Let's try that. Maybe a little more. That looks about half to me. Settle on something level. Yep, looks half to me. that's the oil change right there. So put your top back on. You can run the car for a few minutes and kill it. Wait like 30 seconds or so, and then you'll check your oil. Pull it out, wipe it off, pour it back in. And this isn't going to be accurate because it didn't just do the run the car and wait like I said, but this is how you would check it. Then you pull it back up, and you're going to want it in between right there in that min and max line, which this one would be if I did all that, because I looked up exactly how much oil it takes and put that much in there. But it's always safe to check it just in case. And I will, but I'm going to do that after I finish the AC work. But as for the oil change, that's it. Put your cap back on. Run the car, turn it off, wait a second, check your oil, and then you're good to go. Put a little sticker in there, you're set, and that's the oil change. Now, this vacuum just finished a minute ago. It's at -30, so we're just gonna see how long it holds that for. We want it to hold it for at least, I wanna say like 5 minutes. If I remember the spec exactly, I think it's 5 minutes. So it's skin o'clock right now, so we'll wait until skin 05 and we'll see how it looks. And if it's good, then we'll vacuum it for 10 minutes and recharge it. Check the time. Surprisingly, it looks like it's holding vacuum. So we're gonna go ahead and raise it up and put the undercarriage back on there. See, we're still holding vacuum, so I think we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum it for 10 minutes like we're supposed to. While I put it all back together. So it looks like we got lucky in it. It looks like it's sealing like it's supposed to. And that just goes to show what a fantastic job of cleaning it I did. I'm gonna take full credit for that. Go me. While we're down here though, we're gonna, of course, we're gonna clean it off, and it'll be a lot easier to see if there's a leak there in the future. Clean all that off. So now it looks all nice, clean and pretty. If it leaks again, it'll be very easy to see. That was one way reason it was easy for me to see that leak, is from up top I didn't even have to see all the refrigerant around it. I could just see that there was a bunch of dirt and debris there telling me that it was wet, and that's why all that oil and whatnot was sticking to it. So I already knew that it was leaking there. Alright, so now I'm gonna throw this back on there, let all that leak for a minute. Oh, it's getting dark, it's hard to see. Stuff this back in there. You can stop fighting me. There we go. Got that back in there like so. There we go. Oh, my thumb is killing me. Something hurt it. Alright, put the flashlight in my mouth so we can see. Ow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Now, of course, you don't have to have this fancy electric ratchet that I got. You can just use hand tools. It's just going to take longer. Bada bing, bada boom. Got 5 minutes left on the vacuum, and that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here because the rest is just 5 more minutes of monotony. But we're done. That was the oil change. We put it all back together. So all I'm doing now is I'm letting it vacuum, and then after it's done vacuuming, I'm going to charge it. This 2011 Ford Focus takes 0.5 kilograms or half a gram. Is that right? 1 gram would be 100 kilograms, right? Or 1,000 kilograms. Why can't I math right now? One gram is 1,000 kilograms, right? Man, I absolutely can't math right now. 0.5 kilograms, is that 50 grams? Man, I don't know. I cannot convert right now. Normally I'm better at this. Kind of embarrassing. But 0.5 kilograms Or is that 500 grams? 0.5 kilograms. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So 0.5. Yeah, so 0.5 kilograms should be 500 grams. I hope I'm not wrong. I would feel even more stupid than it took me to realize that. But it should be 500 grams. That sounds like a lot. I don't know. I can't math right now. I want to say that's 500 grams, but either way, 0.5 kilograms. Normally it would be written right here, and it'd be super easy, but it's all faded away. But anyway, I'm gonna cut the video there because the rest is boring. I'm just gonna let the vacuum finish, then I'm gonna recharge it, disconnect the lines, put the little fittings back on there, and then test the AC. And I think we'll be good to go, but if we're not, we know this is the problem, and we'll get these and do it again, but I think we're gonna be fine. So that's an oil change and a quick AC fix for a leak at the connections to the condenser on this 2011 Ford Focus.